But let's talk about that because there is a connection between a lot of what you do and what you believe.
Hmm.
Like, you set a long-term goal and obviously you had a lot of talent, but you needed to work at it to hit your long-term goals. A lot of people don't work at it or their mindset at some point says, "Okay, I could only do 40 push-ups and not 50, so I'm gonna get tired at 38, and that's it." And that's all mindset.
Hmm.
So you haven't let mindset slow you down ever, it seems. Like, was there ever a point, even with racing, that you felt like, "Ugh, this is my limit. I just lost this race. That's probably my limit. I probably can't go further than this."
I mean, there have been definitely times where I've doubted myself. I mean, when I came back from England, I thought maybe I'm just not brave to go fast on the fast tracks because there was one in particular where I sucked at it. It was called Thruxton. And it was this track where it was long, long sweeping corners, very fast. And it was like my worst track. And I remember thinking, maybe I'm just not brave enough. And then came back to America, and I remember getting to a point in Indy cars very early on. It might have even been in my first few races. I think it was probably in Motegi, Japan, where I ended up finally winning. Where I think I was like the first one that went flat out around the whole track because turns 3 and 4 is much tighter than 1 and 2, and everybody noticed that, and I was like, I remember thinking with a couple of things that happened like that, where I was like, you know what? Turn one at Mid Ohio going nearly flat out and qualifying on the front row, like, okay, maybe I'm actually pretty brave. And so therefore, maybe it just takes having the right people behind you, people listening to you about what you need setup wise. And
Did you practice a lot, though, to on those types of curves that you were nervous about?
um I mean, I just, knew that it was something I had to do a good job at for sure. You need to do a good job at the whole track, but it's more about, having somebody that was listening to me about how the car felt so that they could change it so it would suit
Mm.
me.
And then that gave you more confidence
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
okay, these
Yeah,
people
so I'm
understand
not
my
all I haven't
fears.
always just been, I can't always just trick myself into thinking that something is good before it's been proven to me sometimes.
And so now with the entrepreneurship, and then we'll start to I wanna kind of summarize what all the things you're working on. But with entrepreneurship, do you feel it's the same thing? Like you have kind of this strong belief that, okay, this athletic wear, you know, I feel it. It's the best. And so you're pushing forward in every direction to kind of get the word out there. Same
Mhm.
thing with the wine,
Mhm.
same thing
Mhm.
with your
Mhm.
speaking
Mhm.
gigs, plus
Mhm.
your voice of empowerment towards women in entrepreneurship and so on.
Well, let
See,
me mention one more thing with all of these different companies and including racing. Racing wasn't to it wasn't to be famous. It wasn't to make money. It was to win because that's the hardest thing to do. And I really want to do it. And I want to put in the hard work. And it was to make it to the top level because I wanted to make it all the way. And I loved it. And I was passionate about it. So my motivating force was not shallow, right? It wasn't short sighted. Because if I really want to make some money, I could have sold my vineyard already. People have asked, and it's not for sale. So if making money was my only goal, then I feel like it's not a very long term goal. So with the wine, with the clothing line, with the book, there's all these other perspectives that I'm interested in it, not really just making money. Because I trust and know that if it's successful, it's going to make money.
you retired from the racing. You're 36. Do you think at any age someone could say, you know what? I'm passionate about X, and they can start moving forward and create, magic success?
Ye Do I believe that that's
Yeah.
possible? Absolutely.
Because
I
you're doing it
do.
now with
I
all
do.
your, like, who would have thought you would have gone from race car driving to a vineyard to a
Yeah.
clothing line to
I
books?
think that your true passions in life are they come off so well, it resonates with people. People can tell when you're really into something and when you're not. When you're educated, when you're passionate, when you light up about it. It's that metaphysical energy that happens when you love something and people are like, "Wow, like look at you just light up when you talk about
Right. It
that."
creates more energy, right?
Yes, more energy, higher vibration. And so when you're doing stuff that creates that, you are attracting like things of that high vibration, positive energy, and it's like a magnet, people are attracted to that kind of energy. So all I can say is the most important thing is that you're doing things that truly bring you joy, and then I can trust and believe that everything else will take care of itself.
So, final question. How do you know how if someone's 36, 40, 45, 50, they're thinking of switching careers, they did the whole college,
Yeah.
accountant, whatever route. How do they begin the first step of finding what they're passionate about?
I think one of the most telling things, and it's just like a simple little trick, but um, they'll give you two. One is, what do you take pictures of? Like, if you look on your phone and see what you take pictures of, a lot of times that has a pretty good indication of what you're interested in. And then really think hard. And this is a little bit harder, but if you were to think about what you would do if you could do anything for a day, like just design your perfect day of the things that you would want to do, like injecting like the hobbies that you like, what would you do? Would you plant a garden? Would you cook? Would you paint? Would you build something? What would you be doing like extracurricular for yourself? So that's why there's such value in spending time alone from time to time. I know it's hard, and I know it's even harder when we have phones all around us. We don't even have to go to the bathroom by ourselves anymore. But spending time by yourself really forces you to go, what do I want to do? And that's where I developed all the hobbies over the last 5 or 6 years of like painting and sewing and fitness and gardening and cooking and, very artsy stuff, because I'm like, I had time by myself and I'm like, what am I going to do? So I just did whatever the heck I wanted to do. And that's very insightful into some of the stuff that you should maybe look into as passion projects.
Hey, thank you for listening to the James Altucher Show on YouTube today. I have a really special, brand new episode coming out next week, but you can watch it early. Just click on the link right here or subscribe to the channel when you click on my face. And one more thing, don't forget to click the bell. I'll see you next time.